Welcome back to the final series of the day where the winning team will be going to the first ever Game Changers Championship Grand Finals. Please give a warm welcome for Team Liquid and Shopify Rebellion. If either of these teams want a shot at G2, they have to win here. Shopify, they have already turned this tournament upside down. But let's not forget, it was Team Liquid that sent them to the lower bracket in the first place. I don't know about you guys, but this could be the match of the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, especially with these map picks, like the Fracture coming back in. We already saw Shopify kind of beat Team Liquid on that, so I wonder if Team Liquid have fixed their mistakes. They just saw them play it against C9 also. Like, did they have time to figure things out? Then the Icebox also coming in, which I think is really, really interesting because Shopify did also just play it and just win on it, but they also lost to it against Team Liquid.
Yeah, as a former competitor, I'm sure you'd agree, like, you never want to be the losing team, but when you get that rematch, like, you learn more from a loss than you do for a win. So there's a lot of opportunities here for both teams to adjust what happened on their Fractures and their Iceboxes in the past.
I mean, we saw there was a bit of a gnarly statistic that the team that loses the first time in a rematch, they tend to have a better chance. And Shopify, they just beat C9Y. So if we're going to talk about being confident on land, I feel like you're not going to get more confident than just beating C9.
Yeah, I mean, in a game like Valorant, momentum is so important, and this is like the biggest like bout of momentum that you could get for Shopify. Like, they're just like rocketing themselves up there.
To play like slightly devil's advocate, we've seen there's been so much buildup for Shopify to beat Cloud9. Like KP in interviews in the past talked about, like, I can't wait to go to, beat Cloud9 on LAN. But the talk was about that. Like, you have to remember there's so many other competitive regions too here. So like, you can't be satisfied with that win. You need to want more.
I mean, for Team Liquid as well, last time they did play Fracture, they were really, really close, Heather. They were 3 rounds difference. What do you think they need to do differently in order to maybe take the first map this time around?
I mean, it's a lot about like reducing mistakes, right? And fixing those little mistakes, forcing the other team to make those mistakes. We've heard about that from them in interviews before. They think about the game as how you force mistakes out of your opponent.
Yeah, I mean, like, seeing the way that like each member of the opposing team plays, you can always kind of try to find that loophole that you want to abuse. And I think that today it's going to be really hard for either one of these teams to kind of get a hold of that until much, much later in the rounds.
Well, we're into the Prime Gaming Asian Select. We saw a mirror matchup the last time they played on Fracture, and Sonda with a raise there. She is Athena, went 6-0 in first kills first day.
Yeah, I mean, that is just insane. I think Sonder has really, really played a big part in Shopify's success this tournament. I think obviously all the girls are going to be hand in hand with that success, but Sonder really has just pulled off really, really good rounds time and time again. And both of these comps are comps that we have seen before. So it is the mirror matchup once again.
The same comp that Shopify just ran on that Fracture, where they were just inches away from beating Cloud9, and a lot of the reasons they lost that were, again, down to individual mistakes, losing ecos, not necessarily the comp. So they're going with their comforts here.
Well, we've seen Shopify take the stage already today, but will Team Liquid be able to replicate their performance from the upper bracket? It's time to find out as we head into map 1 with your casters, Ender and Mimi.
Yeah, thank you very much, Yinsu. The stakes here are huge. Only one slot left in the grand finals, and it's a rematch. Shopify and TL. Shopify already breaking through their barriers, finally beating C9, and now we'll have to see if they can make do on that loss versus TL in the upper final.
Yeah,
in the upper brackets.
Exactly. Look, the 2 days since the Secrets incident went down, Shopify Rebellion wanted to kick things off back on Fracture, a map they won against TL in that series. So much riding on this first map, especially with things like Icebox and whatnot on the line, of course, going to Team Liquid earlier. But for these two teams, North America's last hope, Brazil's last hope, it all comes down to one best of 3.
And it's on common ground. We saw this map in the last bout between these two squads. Same compositions, they run it back and they run it fast. Sonder already ready to take control towards Sands, but stunned off the line for the moment.
Shopify played a relatively slow attack in a lot of the rounds, but very clearly a different idea here with Sonder getting out in Sands. You know, the wall off rope, but still a fight to be had as soon as these players pop into the smokes.
Oh, Lori ready for it. 2 from Shopify. Daiki wanted to help, but I don't think aware of that wall. Now she one's on a flank, but she's in trouble here, getting ran down by the entirety of Shopify, and only able to grab a single kill. Shopify back out, head towards B.
Now Daiki is going to be here on site before anyone else arrives. I love the reposition back up towards tower. This might be a difficult angle for Shopify to clear, expecting the players to be in CT. Daiki can swing on the planter. Classic in hand, Sonder goes down, but Lori finds the trade.
And now a 3 versus 1, DRN already down. KP ready on that one, Shopify take the pistol.
Big pace switch up from just 2 days ago, where again, Shopify, so much of their attack sort of holding hands as 5 players, waiting to see if there was going to be any defender-sided aggression. And one of the big questions, I think, for me coming into the series was, with repeat maps, 2 repeat maps from that series, how well can KP control these rounds? Because she is definitely the type of IGL where after 7-8 rounds, she unlocks. And it seemed like in that series previously, round 12s, she always had the right calls.
Yeah, I know. She can only hope that those reads are coming through far earlier. I think a lot of this match will be that battle of the brains between her and Daiki. And in the last bout, it was Team Liquid. It was Daiki getting the better after Shopify gave away those opportunities, after they lost that Seekers round, after they timed out against that eco.
Ooh, I like this walk up here. Already having some ideas. The shots don't come in, though. Shopify are going to be able to deal. Not even taking basically any damage here. The Prime Gaming Flawless comes in for Shopify Rebellion, but already Team Liquid are showing us different reads because they didn't do a lot of this defender-sided aggression, and if it continues through into the rifle rounds, that could definitely throw Shopify off guard.
Opponents killed.
For Shopify here, I'm sure they're instilled with confidence after that game versus C9. They've finally broken down a barrier, and now it's just down to beating TL again. But this round, TL will be back onto their rifles. It's another one of these changes from Shopify. That previous match was very much defined by these kind of Deathball 5-player defaults towards the south side, holding for aggression from TL.
Now holding much more towards that north side of the map. Flowerful, I mean, because they invested 3 Bulldogs, this is a round where Shopify do pack a pretty serious punch. Nachi1 sort of stuck down on the ground here. Might want to teleport out. Lori, though, just with the Spectre, removes her from play.
Wall towards the spawn side. That'll block off an angle towards Generator. But TL is grouped. They've broken a section of that wall, have 3 players ready to fight. But look at Flowerful, looking just on the other side of that wall in main, waiting for her opportunity to get out. Daiki in trouble. Finds one, though, and ready for the kill on the flank. If she can take this player in main, she can open up the round. Daiki does it. Now a safe haven in main. Naxi there from the other side. Only Sonder. 1 versus 3, and Naxi is on the angle. TL find their first.
Oh, yeah. Naxi and Daiki right there. I love the position. Daiki held just sort of playing back to her own wall, sort of trapped herself on the site, but that's not an angle. As an attacking team, you have to deal with very often fighting B main when you have a player there, but the wall just makes it happen. And yeah, I love that. First ever rematch between teams here in different regions at this Game Changers event.
It feels wild to say that because a lot of this year has been defined by Brazil versus NA. In the VCT circuit, we've seen Optic versus Loud so many times. Brazil taking home the championship there. And for TL here, we've talked to the players. It would mean so much for them to have an opportunity to bring another trophy home to Brazil.
if anyone's going to bring it home, you sort of look to a player like Bastarda, right, who was so impactful, even in the loss to G2 in this series against Shopify Rebellion, but one of those players that really does snowball through rounds. You give her one kill, there's going to be 2 or 3 more that tend to follow it through. A very explosive player.
And that's what happened last time, right? We get to that third map, Bastarda starts strong, and she just rolls all the way through. Shopify gets utterly shut down on that map of Icebox.
Yeah, just absolute cruise control. No surprise that Team Liquid want to go there again. We'll see, though, because Shopify, again, 5 players working over towards A main. 1 point off from big ultimate in Benita's hands. They're going to move straight over towards Sand. The fight back is good, though. Bastarda the player to kick things off.
Saunders down, no trade for her, and more stall to come for Team Liquid. Shopify still trapped in main. They'll attempt to scale towards Sands now. Just 1 flash invested. Not pushing off of it just yet, as well as a bit more passive, not giving away any of these fights initially.
Ori's just 1 off res now, so a possibility late round to get that res on through. Naxi trying to fight on out, but as the wall comes on in, Bastarda now swinging out deep side. KP got on the shots, but Naxi finds 2.
Now it's Benita trying to trade out, but unable to stop her. Naxi on fire early in this map.
Fantastic from Naxi. A couple rounds in a row from her. Has the ultimate as well. Star players abound on this Team Liquid roster, but Naxi already making a huge, huge impact against Shopify. And it doesn't even really look like it's going to matter. Shopify, a big ultimate's coming into play, but no money in the tank. And when Naxi's just locking down a site on her own, like that, 2 teammates next to her, nobody required for her to get the 3K.
And Bastarda is already feeling good. We talked about that snowball, and it's just started to inch down that hill. An eco here for Shopify. They were very good at converting these in that match versus Cloud9.
Yeah, I mean, look at this early space Team Liquid have been able to find. Pushing down out of B main, not getting over aggressive with Bastarda. She can just sort of hold this down. Team Liquid have to know, I think, that it's going to be more of a north side play. Again, you've had Daiki sort of waiting in A main as well. Not seeing anything just yet, so all quiet, and I think that the position Naxi is holding over by Canteen, it's going to be first contact up against Shopify. How crisp she looked in the last round, too. Like, you can just fight off 2-3 players on your own fallback with the rest of the team.
You see that ping coming front, Jen? I wonder if they were considering smoking, just trying to... This one heavy towards the top side. Smokes do come in for this execute. Wall across towards Jen yet again. It's Honor attempting to take space, but it's actually a nade through from Bastarda to get things started. Shopify stays stalled out of this one. Taking Heaven is a big priority, and Flowerful's found a shot. Rifle recovered off of that one. There's 2 players left on site, could be in trouble. Rolling Thunder coming in. The swing will follow. Can Shopify get anything off that piece of utility? 1. That's for Saunders. Showstopper in.
30 seconds
No connection to come off of it. So a 4 versus 3. Ult committed again from Benita. That's Daiki down, and Benita, Sheriff in hand, finds hers. Flowerful for the trade. Shopify doesn't seem stoppable in these ecos.
Look, you give Shopify pistols, they will just beat you. In their previous years against Cloud9, Cloud9 had not lost a Thrifty or an anti-eco all tournament long, and Shopify just delivered them 3, 4, 5 on individual maps. Absolutely ridiculous stuff to be able to convert here, investing the ultimates as well once they realize it's a possibility. What a site take, and what a round to win to get the momentum back on your side.
Shopify have to be feeling fantastic off of that one, but I actually like to take an early timeout here.
Yeah, just sort of figuring out what the deal is going to be, I think. They did just use a couple of big ultimates, and Shopify, we remember back to the previous series, again, a lot of the conditioning is slower early play, sort of grouping together to defend against any early defender-sided aggression, actually, but it was more towards the south side, so already showing a couple of looks towards the north end of things. I think Shopify are going to want to ping-pong a little bit more.
Yeah, and when I talked to Daiki after that first game versus Shopify, she said that she wasn't really ready for Shopify to play this composition, but she really just tried to figure it out on the fly because they played that exact same comp. They knew how it played generally, but they weren't able to get that read in time. Now TL has had a little bit more time to reflect on that match, but Shopify making this change could throw a wrench in it. It could rely on, again, TL making these kind of later game adaptations to be able to close the series.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if Shopify continue to attack from the north side, we've seen a few times now, Team Liquid just take control over B main or A main and sort of lock themselves down in that position. And those are areas of the map that are easier to fight back out onto site, I feel, than if you're maybe a drop player over on the A site that stays there on the defense to fight back in. The angles maybe a little bit more challenging, so it'll be interesting as the game continues to unfold, but Shopify actually used the timeout to split up 2-3.
different from their default. You see TL has 2 players towards drop. There's a possibility of a fast flank from the north side, but it's actually Daiki to get things started instead, just holding the angle against Sonder. Stage res is there, so it stays even at 5.
Yeah, Lori says thanks for Daiki's wall. He's able to get the resurrect off as Benito finds the kill down underneath. They are going to bust down that wall so they can try to pinch back into tower. The shorty is there for the single kill. 1
for 1, DRN on the site. A monster in the last game and an opportunity for a second, but KP on the shutdown. There's a double flank coming though, and I'm not sure if Shopify's ready.
This is strange. Lori sort of locks the spike into sight with that wall. No one's actually angled up towards tower just yet. 2 players in that area, and look at the ultimates on play. Naxi and Bastarda can go sprinting into the site.
They want to take fast space towards heaven. It's a stun, it's a nade, it's Lori down, but Bastarda dies in the time she tried to invest her rocket. And it's only Naxi. Good thus far this game, but not ready for KP on the angle. The recovered operator finds the shot, and Shopify claim their 4th.
Not ready for the KP up. That is wild stuff up in tower to finish off the round for Shopify. Not an easy round to sort of think through, as I think like this smoke just here slightly off. That's an attack-sided smoke that maybe Benita wanted to play off of. And actually she did for the first kill. It got traded out in the end on the opposite end. Very chaotic round as, again, it does feel like Team Liquid are trying to get these flanks going. I like that from the north side, just not the perfect angle, I think, with so many players from Shopify still alive.
Again, it's this breach raise setup to hold towards the north side. Aggression forward, but Shopify just holding for it, not giving anything away to Bastarda.
That spike going for a bit of a journey. Actually, the whole team dodging away from this north side walk-up from Team Liquid. The timing working just perfectly for them. Knew there were some players, but not going to be able to find a fight for Team Liquid.
Even though this is an eco, there's still a lot of danger in this round. You see the Tour de Force posted on Underpass. Shopify would be hard-pressed to re-clear that space, and they're unlikely to be able to claim north side for the rest of this round. If they execute B, it's a fight from one front. You actually see that player starting to wrap underneath. There's a possible duel there, but faster as they execute out into the site. Nachi1 caught on a rough timing, forced off the angle, and knocked down to 36.
Nachi1, the player to watch with the chamber op in hand, but not able to find really the fight she needed to spin this round around.
And now look at this post plant for Shopify. Brim playing off site. They have utility on Benita. A molly for her to close out the round, and players still here ready to fight. Sonder the first one up, not spotted in this close corner and able to dodge out on the breach utility. Sonder not able to get a second. 2 shots off the Sheriff's Lori, in trouble close on the site, and she's down 2. Benita needs to do more. She's stuck into the site. That molly already invested. Flowerful on the swing, and it's only a 1 versus 1. Naxi aware of her opponent's position, but Benita playing around the time. Dance in and out of the box. That timer continuing to tick, and only 3 bullets for Naxi. She doesn't have an opportunity. Benita steals it away, but too damn close for Shopify.
Yeah, what is that? The anti-eco there just barely secured by Shopify Rebellion, and full credit to Team Liquid in that, showing the fundamental play. The swinging out of the smoke from Generator, I believe it was Daiki that goes for the very wide swing with the Sheriff teammate very close behind her, is able to follow through and get the trade. So even with bad buys, even with the Sheriffs, they are able to make it so close.
I think there was kind of an early tipping point that could have made that round far more winnable. Nachi1's timing on falling off the angle underpass. If she gets that early kill onto Benita, that opens up a flank through from the underpass. That opens up the man advantage, keeps that chamber up in position, but unfortunately it didn't work out like that, and TL will now take a pause ahead in their next rifle round.
And we've actually seen a lot of this throughout the first 7 rounds of play. Team Liquid players, maybe 1 or 2 of them, slowly walking forward. So it's not these like early set pieces like breach, raise, flying forward, trying to get a very impressive early kill. Instead, it's about finding those timing windows where they can try to pick off individual players from Shopify Rebellion. This is something that can continue on for them, but with the way that Shopify do like to stack, those kills should often be traded from their side.
Yeah, and TL has really been struggling to get anything really early in these rounds. A lot of times, this composition, when you have the slow orb, the breach utility, on top of that raise, you can fight for these opening gambits, be setting up traps in A main, getting forward in B main as well, but because of that, the way that Shopify plays, the amount of players they stack together, TL hasn't really found those opportunities.
Right here.
We'll see what they come into with this round. DRN does have ultimate ready to go. The crowd trying to give some ideas to Team Liquid as well, maybe just trying to keep the spirits up after a couple of tough rounds they ended up faltering to. Shopify are actually taking some early space with the calm beats of Dish.
It's being made here. There's a chamber trademark that will be broken wall through, but that can be quickly broken by Shopify. TL forced to actually look to claim space in main instead. No one from Shopify ready to fight that, and Sonder in midair nearly gets the kill onto Daiki, but swatted out like a fly, and the rest of her team so far away, that Brim ult absolutely staggering this execute.
The crazy thing is in this previous match, the first time around, Sonder was going for those crazy satchels out of drop. The follow-through from the utility, though, from KP was absolutely perfect. Some insane kills Sonder was able to find. That was a confidence play from previous experience, but good on Daiki to be able to shut that one down.
Just under 50 seconds left in this round, and Shopify looking to reconsider. They've gotten very cautious of someone reflanking them on the north side, but TL hasn't yet. Just holding space on both these sites.
The thing is, too, like, Shopify don't really take space that much, right? Flowerful was sort of the solo player south side, but just waiting for the walk-ups that TL go for, and it's caused the clock to wind down 25 seconds, and they're getting carved by Daiki and DRN.
And the spike is still up drop. Daiki there, a third kill for her. And Flowerful alone in main. 17 seconds. This one is undoable. Prime Gaming flawless to TL.
Fantastic stuff from Team Liquid, securing their third round of the game. And I've got to say, if Shopify Rebellion play these super slow rounds over and over again, Team Liquid, yeah, do your thing. Don't give them the early fights. That's how it needs to happen. Daiki doing the tracking exercises on that one, trying to finalize the kill onto Sonder. But if Sonder drops early in a round, it does seem like Shopify a little bit less sure of what they want to do, of how they actually want to get into a site, especially when it's a drop side take, right? Without that movement ability, all 4 players are going to be dropping down there. It's not ideal whatsoever.
Nachi1 trying to take a fight there in main. Just barely missing out on a bullet from the Tour de Force. She'll receive one instead out of Benita. So another one of these early advantages to Shopify.
Entry Brimstone with the Vandal, the Soul Vandal. And very surprising that it's Benita to have the Vandal there. As Sonder does recover one too.
Getting so close in the smoke, they want to just push this one through, and it's so effective. 4 kills, only 1 to trade out, and DRN takes 3.
DRN is a beast. She was farming Shopify Rebellion, and the call for that late push into the smoke, I absolutely love it. Caught with the boombot in hand there as well. 2 players sort of holding hands with one another, so the trades would be there inside of the smoke. You can see they love it. They love it.
The crowd very heavily out there in support of TL today. A lot of fans behind them, and that's a round to get them going.
Yeah, it's like 90% Team Liquid fans in the audience, and then Sonder's mom and Team Sonder kicking things off here as Shopify Rebellion try to go flying into the site. Both breaches. Trade ultimate. Sonder blind, concussed, naded, exploded. She has to fall back.
Yeah, that ult's invested for nothing, but they still get that opener onto Bastarda. So Shopify, again, gifted one of these early advantages. They just want to break this stage wall early, try and blitz into the A site, but look at the setup. Nachi1 is here, slow game thus far, but Operator on the line. She whips the shot, tucks into sight, needs something more. A smoke to support, a flash already in. Benita is scaling. Daiki tries to trade, but can't get it done, so it's only Nachi1, and she can't get any more. 2 players left for Team Liquid, and they're smoked off from this one. Resurrection out of Shopify on top of it all.
Yeah, the blunder from Nachi1 gonna cost Team Liquid very likely this round, as the Resurrect comes in just to make sure that this one can be secured. Some damage could prove potent for Team Liquid. I think they've got the bank to really try to hunt out a couple of kills right here. You can see less than around 500, 600 credits for most players on Shopify Rebellion. So those would definitely sting if Team Liquid were able to find anything. But it looks like the only player they might even have a chance against would be KP on this exit right here, who can cuss herself out. Very nicely done. No chance for Team Liquid to remove those rifles.
Another chance here towards drop if pushes fast through Sans Naxi comes, but
no harm
it's not
in
going to
that.
be any damage. 5 players left alive to Shopify.
Shopify Rebellion. You also have to consider the fact this team just played against Cloud9, right? 3 maps, tons of footage for TL to get. Maybe say a little bit of a warm-up there for Shopify on stage, but this is going to be a long day for them, especially if Team Liquid continue to put up this kind of a fight and force us into a 3rd map very likely.
We've heard a lot this tournament about Shop-a-Fun Rebellion and just the energy that this team has been trying to embody. Everyone, keeping everyone positive while they're playing on stage, and if they can keep that mentality up throughout today, they really could do anything. They really could have a shot at that grand finals.
Well, once again, 5 players zooming on over towards this B site. The concuss and the molly gonna do a lot, but Thunder's all the way up into tower. How does DRN swing through the smoke and find that fight, saving Naxi's life?
And Naxi is still alive. Not a lick of damage onto her despite the investment from Shopify. And now a flank. Showstopper through, but KP not cleared on the corner. Daiki has a wall. She'll try and run away. Wants to maybe get a resurrection through here, but won't be permitted. Instead, just backs away, and Shopify now completely trapped.
Yeah, I mean, Naxi was able to find yet another kill onto Flowerful too. While all the chaos was going down, no one there to trade out Flowerful. Daiki takes the shot and decides to fall on back. Team Liquid with big numbers advantage here. I was wondering, will Daiki go all the way back and sort of group up with the team? But no, will still be posted over by A main, so they know. Shopify still not committing to that area.
Naxi ready on a stun. That's off the contact of Nachi1. Trained on this line. Another miss, but the stun will save her. Again, the support utility from Team Liquid has been so good. Many opportunities for Shopify to get an opener, but consistently, TL have been saving each other from death.
The ego swing right there. Will cost a life as another miss from Nachi1. That just can't be happening.
She knows about the flank as well. Lori has this into a 1v1 on site. She has to push now. Not only does she have to kill DRN, but she needs to plant through a fight. 8 seconds needs this now, but it might just not be possible. DRN plays the dance. She'll win this round on the time. And gets a kill to boot.
Last round.
Team Liquid, I mean, they just saw a very fast B take. The previous round, there's another one again, and the utility to stall out just leaves Sunder completely isolated. Shopify are definitely going to have to rethink how they've been approaching, because these fast hits are not working with how quick on the trigger DRN and Naxi are.
Still, you can hear Shopify having fun with this one, keeping the vibes high on their squad. Last round and a half here, and the player I'm really fixated on is Nachi1. Really struggling to find value thus far this half. Another opportunity, wanted to take an early swing, but pushed off the angle by Shopify as they'll put a heavy investment towards this B site early, and finally, Nachi1 has a connection. That is a huge kill to find onto Sonder.
Maybe looking for a little bit more. And again, my concern with Shopify is as they go for this B main play, not fully committed to it. They were holding, waiting for those late walkouts. Again, Team Liquid, a team that loves to step out around that 1-10-minute mark, see what they can accomplish if they can find a fight. But TL have definitely changed their strategy. They are much more committal with like multiplayer flanks when they do decide to go for them. And on rounds where they find an early pick, find that numbers advantage, they just hold their ground. So they're not overextending out of A main. They're doubling up, making sure they're in positions to be able to trade one another. And that is exactly what you want to try and tie things up at the end of the half.
Bonita is left alone towards this B site. She's in a position where she could smoke all the way towards the A site. Instead, just wants to put something down.
Daiki just dropped an A main wall at 40 seconds, so you're never getting through there. Not that it matters, everyone's coming down the north side.
Oh, Daiki flashed off this line, and Bonita trying to activate her lurk, but gets absolutely nothing. So now this stall has to just be Daiki, and she's got the support, but started there, but they both fall. A double from Lori, and a sight to Shopify, but the ult is there to stall some more. Spike not to be committed just yet. That wall is up, and Lori's just trying to keep her teammate alive. Eventually, they'll be able to get this plant down.
Noxie with a couple of flashes, fault lane just used.
But an ult for KP. They want to go fast in this one. They want to maybe try and press their advantage with the player, and drop could change it all. Is Nachi1 ready? Absolutely. On the angle, finds one. KP on the trade, 10 HP. And the clutch in her hands. Can she find it? First kill, good. Stun is up. She can isolate onto
KP!
The wide swing is there. KP's unstoppable for the Red Bull clutch.
KP! Are you kidding me? What a play to close out the half. The in-game leader of Shopify Rebellion, when the going gets tough, picks up a gun and finishes the job herself.
What a round for TL to lose. That one hurts. 1 HP, KP just plays it to perfection, pressing the advantage for Shopify. And they have garnered themselves such a good half.
And not a word of her, out of her as well. Just tips the hat, moves right along.
Just as we'll move on here. Halftime break, we'll send it to the desk.
Thank you very much, guys. I tip my hat off to you as well, KP. What a clutch that was. And Heather, we're continuing to see the thrifty wins, and I love it.
Yeah, that was really exciting. You know, Team Liquid started to get that snowball moving at the beginning, and then Shopify hit him with the thrifty again. So we're going to take a look at round 5. That's when they really started halting that comeback from TL. So Shopify, they're on an eco here. They're taking arcade control. They're going to get making space here with this breach. So KP makes the space. They put the flash out to get control. Flowerful is going to get a frag up in heaven here. And they're down 4v5 right now because of that kill. But then KP used her Rolling Thunder. Benita is going to use her ult as well to make space. And so TL felt forced to really move through these smokes. And the end result is another thrifty win.
Yeah, I think with a lot of teams, you actually see them save their ults and not necessarily use them on Thrifty. So I think it's really, really cool how Shopify manages to convert those rounds with their ultis every single time.
I mean, 6 thrifty so far today. I feel like they're winning these games with them. But looking ahead as well, Athena, I know you wanted to take a look at the Chamber head-to-head battles.
Yeah, I mean, looking at Flowerful and Nachi1, I mean, for me, Nachi1, she had such good positioning so often, and her timing was just a little bit off. And so for me, going forward, I would love to see Team Liquid just in general as a whole have a lot more patience playing against Shopify. I mean, we've seen Shopify quickly change up their playstyle. You know, once they lose a round, the next round you can expect them to come in with a whole different mindset every single time. The pace has changed. They need to abuse the fact that they leave the Chamber and the Brim together on defense side. That's Shopify's thing. Benita and Tower with that Judge or that Bucky, whatever it is that she loves to use. I think Liquid really have a shot at this, but they just have to be a lot more patient with it.
Yeah, they were getting very aggressive there. As they move into the second half, we need them to better read what that pace change is from Shopify.
Well, let's see if they can as we head back into the game with Ender and Mimi.
Thank you very much, Sue. Shopify very much changed their style when they started out on the attack. Do you expect something different from their defense?
Well, I think that judging by round 1, we're not going to see early aggression or anything like this. They are very spread out, but they did... Just wanted to check in, see if we had some good ones yesterday. I wanted to check in, see if we had some good crowd chants. A lot of Team Liquid fans in the audience, but Shopify went for a lot of aggressive defensive moves. Team Liquid, though, the ones that kick things off a little quicker.
Faster out of them on this push towards Arcade. Only one player alone on that south side, but again, Shopify really good at leveraging these Sage slows to shut down a push. Wall will go up towards Generator, not to be broken just yet, so site is completely given away here to TL.
Yeah, Shopify Rebellion have a chance to fight out here. You want to fight as the spike is being planted while Daiki is stranded in the middle of sight. Benita and Sunder find a couple of big kills on that retake. Nachi1 has to step out. She's on top of the wall, finds one, but Shopify cruise on along and dismantle TL.
What a fantastic retake out of Shopify. And so much that round comes down to the slow from Lori. When the rotation times are so fast and a team is willing to rotate instantly, that little bit of stall can go so far. And it meant that every single player from Shopify was ready to fast retake off that spike play.
Yeah, you sort of saw Daiki sprinting through with the wall in her hands, or really just getting crushed by the slow orb and not able to put that one down. I think the timing of this retake too from Shopify was very good. Again, as that spike's being planted, you know it's in the middle of sight. You just have a player that is stranded and wants to try to escape. So with all the utilities sort of raining down on her, and the rest of Team Liquid trying to find those trades, Shopify catch them off guard and shut them down.
A little bit of an investment out of TL here. A couple sheriffs for them to try and get something done with. As again, it's his 4-1 setup, leaning heavy towards the north side.
Yeah, we actually saw a lot of times where Nachi1 was on the south side previously, and when Shopify went for the aggressive plays, that really was problematic for Nachi1. So we'll see what she can do, because with the teleport setup, it just sort of sends you back right into the middle. So when the crunches are coming in, that will not really save you. Team Liquid for now, just geared up outside of Arcade, but Lori very well aware of that one. And Team Liquid not actually necessarily committing yet. I actually love the attention there. Over towards Arcade, opens up Astarta to find a pick with a Sheriff.
Well, there's only one player left towards this A side. It's Sonder, who's pretty much lampooned in main. There's a chance she could get pinched here.
Yeah, the slow walk up from Nachi1. Sonder not feeling too comfortable with this one. All the way up on the top of site. Looks like maybe she thought someone could have made it out to the door, but I believe for a long time she was in range to hear that.
But this has been a full contact play for TL, and no one from
30
Shopify pushing
seconds
forward
left.
for information. They do have the read, though. Expect this hit to come into the A site. Starter has made contact. Nade will go in. Smokes is well committed. But Saunders still an unknown quantity on this site. And that molly out of Bonita burns Daiki to the ground. But TL, what has just happened? 3 kills, quick succession. Lori alone.
Naxi's just been on a different level today. Absolutely ridiculous, Lori. What can she do?
Planted.
Has been so crisp for this team in the past. Now in a 1 versus 3, finds the first. Knows there's a player on site.
She kept them in Game Changers 3. She got them to this event. What can she do now? A 1 versus 2, a player isolated on the site, but DRN on the swing. TL pull a fast one with the thrifty.
Absolutely insane. Hey, Shopify, you can do that. We can do that a little bit better on a round 2. It all starts off with Bastarda. She finds the first pick right here. That causes the rotations to come on through, but even then, that's not enough to win a round. Naxi finds 2 kills with the Ghost dropping out from Dish there.
One enemy
Absolutely massive, as the trades were just impossible. They never came in for Shopify Rebellion, regardless of the gun advantage.
And Naxi is one of those players for TL that so often gets kind of just left in the background as her teammates take the stardom, but in this map, she is very much taking control.
She is on top of the board at the moment. Nachi 1, not successful on that one, and will teleport away. But I think, I mean, we saw previously in the first half, right? The one thrifty round from Team Liquid, they got within 1 kill. And sort of the setup, the trading that this team has shown throughout this event has been very crisp, those fundamentals.
And so much better than what we were seeing online from them. In Brazil, I think some of those fundamentals were sometimes slipping away from them towards the ends of the Game Changers event to qualify. But here on land, they have leveled up in Berlin.
Yeah, TL was a team that would play a little bit loose at times. You know, when you dominate a region for so long, sometimes you can get a little bit ahead of yourself, but you have to rein it in when you're playing against the absolute best from around the world. In a battle of Brazil versus NA. Now with the chances, Bonita just takes the shotgun. What is that?
She gets the Orb Death as well. 1 away from that Brim ult now, but that smoke fade behind her, the trade is through, and the site is TL's. A double flank coming from the north side here. 2 other players trapped off in spawns, and damage done onto DRN, and actually the kill as well. A nasty util combo out of KP,
Another
and
one.
more invested. That's both the slow and the nade towards heaven. Saunders reflanking. She kills Daiki here. That's huge, but Daiki secure in her position, holding down, but Starter could be in trouble. That wall is being broken. The time is ticking. And Lori's found hers. Disadvantage to TL, but Naxi diving in. A hero again for this team. And that spike yet to be tapped. Naxi ready. First contact will be that flash. Daiki ready to swing from main. As Powerful just runs her down. KP on the tap. A 1v1 on either side. Who will win it? Daiki gets hers. And Naxi alone. There's just no time left for Shopify. TL convert another shaky anti-eco, but it's a round.
Look, both these teams are fighting tooth and nail through the thrifties. You gotta say, well, Team Liquid, I feel like I've been seeing really good trading and coordination in the gunplay. The coordination in utility from Shopify is insane. For a team, too, that made compositional changes on this map, not always playing the Raze, had been playing a lot of the Neon previously, the Sage 2 coming into the mix. The ability for Lori and Sonder to coordinate that utility. KP and Bonita have actually been lining up stuff themselves. It has been a treat to watch. Even in the lost rounds, it is close.
It always is. Talk of util combos.
There it is.
There's a trap in A main.
Credit to Team Liquid for being able to slip away from a couple of these and fight right back through as Naxi unloads the ultimate. Bastarda pinching in from the north side, but Flowerful is able to shut her down.
And KP does not want to get pinched. She'll fight out with an ult, but Naxi will claim 2. Daiki, another one from the north side. Team Liquid in control of this one, and Lori behind the smoke.
Bonita.
Still, there's a
Bonita in
flank.
A main.
Bonita's got 1. She has the ult and now can tap that onto the site. TL stuck in the open. Lori there on the swing. All 3 to Shopify. Fantastic in the retake.
Perfection from Bonita. The late round flank into A main. She has to win that first duel. And then as the ultimate unlocks, everyone forced into Lori's crosshair.
And remember last round, she gets a kill on the eco, grabs the orb and dies. That's the only reason she had that ult available.
That is absolutely ridiculous. Watching that, I mean, Naxi somehow is still always good for 2.
And look at that, again, the combo. She slow warped as the ult was coming in to trap the players in it. That's so good out of Shopify.
The thing is, the most impressive piece of utility that come out when it's the combined, it's the on-the-fly stuff, right? Not the preset stuff at the start of the round, but Shopify have been proving they can do literally all of it. And it allows them to steal away a round. That did not look winnable at all in the 2 versus 4. And it's just a roller coaster of emotions, I feel, for both of these teams. As no one's winning the rounds they should, everyone's winning the ones they shouldn't.
Sonder, she's kept this door open. She's kept that judge ready.
2?
And 2 flashes. She's got the rocket.
More?
Sonder wants more. Can she connect it? Not quite still. That's advantage. That's a gun. Great for Shopify.
There's just no way she escapes there, too. Completely covered by her teammates with util. Taiki comes back in for that resurrect. Flowerful swinging on in. Sonder is here for the 4K. It's Sondering time, and KP closes the round.
That's 10 for Shopify. They just keep going. So strong on this defense. Team Liquid cannot get through main.
Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, everyone's flashed. Sonder includes like, oh, I got a second one. Let me come back for the third.
She gets the nade refresh, by the way, off those 2 judge kills, and has another to get the kill onto DRN. Actually, 2 nade refreshes in that round. That's crazy.
Not every day you see a little bit of that right there, as Team Liquid going to call a much-needed timeout after a round like that.
A very pivotal one for Team Liquid. They're back down to this eco, but they've been able to pull these rounds out before. Nachi won one off of the Tour de Force, Bastarda as well. If they could maybe farm up some of these orbs, pull that advantage towards them, there is a chance at this round.
Yeah, that's the thing. DRN already has the ultimate on that Brimstone as well, so Team Liquid can definitely try to get something going in this.
But how do you contend with this A main control? Shopify haven't relented that space once.
Yeah, that's the tough thing, because it seems like Team Liquid, what they've been doing a lot is Nachi1 will sort of walk in, place a tripwire, take the early fight. She has not been successful in finding those opening frags. I think maybe testing other areas of the map could be a little bit better for them, because they know Sonder and KP have just been playing that area so often, which is why I love that Shopify actually flipped the script up, right? Instead of heavy A-main aggression, it'll just be Flowerful with the rifle, potentially even post up there. It's not even that, it's just a tripwire. So it is a completely different look from Shopify, and anything that TL were trying to do, which is like abandon A main and fight through arcade, somehow Shopify know the exact correct position to put all their best fighting pieces.
In the last series, it came down to the final few rounds when KP would find that read, when she would crack the code, but here, it feels like she's been ahead of the curve in the calling.
Oh, I thought they would know it was a Northside crunch! Flowerful finds 3 with the util from arcade. TL goes sprinting back into the waiting arms of Flower.
And it's just Nachi1, the only player on the south side, only a headhunter. Sure, it's an anti-eco, but still so impressive that Shopify make the perfect call, that they're ready. They've heard Nachi1 as well. There's no way she can get away with this one. 2 swings through, Flowerful of 4K.
Another look for Shopify Rebellion, but here we go. Those big ultimates, the deaths came in, ult orb was acquired, Nachi1 and Bastarda. Those ready to be thrown into the mix of things.
And I mean, what a round for Flowerful, right? You grab yourself the Prime Gaming Plus and you grab some of these confidence kills. What really hurt Shopify at the end, after Bind slipped away from them, map number 3 last time they played, these star players of Flowerful, of Lori, of Sonder were struggling to find any value, but that doesn't seem to be the case here.
They are looking strong, and on the other side, where's that pop-off round going to be for Bastarda? Starts with a showstopper.
6 and 16 right now. They need to get that snowball rolling. Bastarda was the reason that they won last time versus Shopify.
Yeah, Icebox, just insane performance out of that.
And another switch of the setup for Shopify. This time heavy underpass control.
Yeah, this could be big. Catch Team Liquid before they're in position to use the ultimates. Knowing that was a possibility, Sonder finds 2. Paint shells to cover the escape. Round exploded from Team Liquid.
And again, the utility from Shopify. Lori had a slow orb. No one could swing through to trade. Shopify away scot-free. A player advantage by 2. But TL will reattempt. They want the execution out onto this B site, but it's another slow orb. It's another smoke. It's Benita spamming through the smoke. They cannot catch a break.
Naxi watching the flank. I mean, just so many bullets unloaded into the smoke right there. Naxi is one off of the ult orb.
30 seconds left.
That money is so low. 2v4, you want to make a go of this. But losing here, it's map point to Shopify.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. With 20 seconds, I think you just have to go for the save. I think if Naxi was maybe able to find a dish orb, but that could be a little bit greedy. The money not being excellent, I mean, KP just finds that kill.
10 seconds left.
It all starts to fall apart now. Sonder back on the hunt, is going to see the swing, but Naxi will win the fight.
KP wants to hunt this one. Saving this weapon pivotal for Naxi, and the flash good for her. 4 seconds to live, and I don't think anyone from Shopify close enough. No, Bonita just around the corner, snakes in at the last second. And TL's money is difficult here. The ultimates have to be the saving grace.
Losing those 2 guns, a potential death sentence here. Team Liquid have been so strong, even on the tough buys. But again, if it's not the utility, Sonder with the slow walk up, what a position to be posted in. It's a slow play from Team Liquid. It's not going to be slowed this round though. 5 players outside of A main, but the concuss finds everyone.
Nachi1 with a shot, Nate is there, ult committed. TL want to press this advantage. Will they get stalled off again though? Absolutely. Still KP swings through, spammed out by the Spectre of Bastarda. So Bonita, now the sole anchor of this site. Lori is on her way to support, but I don't think any resurrection really possible unless TL disengage.
With it being such an early play too, Team Liquid don't have to overcommit or anything. I think they're trying to get Daiki over into Arcade so she can, on this side, execute wall-off generator. That's typically been how they want to get out onto the site. Actually trying to bring the rest of the team over as well, knowing she needs the support. Still double satchels on Bastarda, so she could potentially get up towards rope area as well.
They want to finish B. They don't want to give a chance for Shopify to get that resurrection. They don't want that retake to be more potent. Having KP or Sonder back online would be huge. Bonita spots out the play though.
There's the follow-up, double satchel off the concuss. It's going to wind down though before Bastarda is here. Bonita finds one, quickly traded on through as Lori falls to the operator of Nachi1. The round, all but one from Team Liquid.
30 seconds left.
Powerful a mile away. A 1 versus 4, and Nachi1 posted on this angle. She hears everything that's going on here and spots out Nachi, but can't find anything. TL back in it.
What happened in that round for TL to win? It's Nachi1 to find an opening pick. This has been something that has been eluding her almost entirely throughout this map. And it's on to Sonder on the opposite side. Very, very big kill to secure from Team Liquid. Then the calm calculated strategy within as well to sort of reconvene up towards Arcade side. Well thought through round, but Nachi1 has to continue to find these openings.
Life out of Liquid. This is the team that was pressing G2 yesterday. When their fundamentals are on point, when they're able to trade out, get those openers. This squad is so dangerous, but will Shopify give another opportunity? Sonder on a new angle, tucked close on the dish. KP ready to fight off of her contact. A flash up. Can Sonder clear this in time? Quick turn. Somehow her reactions are fast enough, but not for the kill. Naxi there on the angle. KP in trouble. Spotted out. Bastarda on the rocket. She's going hunting just below. The shot will connect, and Shopify site hold completely shut down. Bonita though, she's got the spike now, fast on this flank, being pinched, needs the kill onto Nachi1, but cannot get it in time. So again, it's only Flowerful for Shopify.
Flowerful, a hero for Shopify to take down Cloud9 and eliminate them from the tournament now with a chance.
Waiting on the fade of the smoke. Wants an opportunity here, and she's found one. 2 more to go. DRN has the ultimate, but she's down. Ready on the swing. So close though, Flowerful. How many times against Liquid has she gotten within a hair of clutching?
It's actually unreal. Like all throughout their previous series, it's like 2Ks, 3Ks, right there, another one. But the last one eludes here. This time, keeping TL's faith alive.
The Seekers incident, that was Flowerful, that round was stolen from.
Again.
And here again, a clutch slipping out of her hand. Still, 3 opportunities for Shopify to close in regulation.
And Showstopper plus Rolling Thunder here as well. Team Liquid, they like to play grouped on their attacking side. And there's opportunities for Shopify, if they were to hear players in A main, to instantly pull the trigger on that one. The setup from Team Liquid is much more towards the north side, which I think gives you a lot more protection from these early breach raise combos, especially after Arcade was really widened up. That concuss not as reliable at catching you out, especially if you play slow like Team Liquid are. They're really hoping to find some information, and with the Sage wall coming down here, Sage has played counter to where Raze is on the map many times.
Do they want to boost over this? TL's holding
I
all
love the
together on
read.
this wall. This will be a sound cue given over to Lori.
Huddling over into the corner, getting the smokes ready. So smokes are going to come down at the same time that this wall sends them up. 3, 2, 1, and they're in.
Lori should have heard that. Lori should be ready, but the smokes are up. Positions too deep for Shopify to really contest. This has got to be the retake. But remember what you said earlier. Showstopper and breach ult available.
And it all comes down when the spike is to be planted. 3 players are flanking from the south side. Team Liquid are not comfortable to plant the spike. Their smokes have gone down. DRN only has that single smoke to make it happen, so Canteen has a chance to peek on out. No players coming from it yet.
Spike planted.
3 players on the flank. Ult coming in. There's the showstopper. Sonder through, but look at the combination. Stunned up, ult through. She's stuck, but still finds one onto Daiki in heaven. TL are trapped. They need to fight through this smoke. Flash in. Sonder there. Sprays away.
Sonder!
3 out of Sonder. Another flash. Can they make it out? Absolutely not. Sonder shutting it all down, and she'll need the ace. 1 versus 1. It's Bastarda on the other side. The spike planted in the open.
Sonder!
Sonder is there. An ace for Sonder. A map for Shopify. Who can stop her?
Absolutely no one.
Defenders win.
What on earth? Sonder with the ace to close out the game. Family cheering her on from the audience as well. Can this team be stopped?
Sonder Rebellion. They've got the sign right there. And damn, did she show up this game.
Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it looks like it was all over, right? You know, the Brim ult comes down, everyone up in tower, Team Liquid are there, but she just one after another, like getting resets on those kills. Absolutely ridiculous performance.
And Shopify today looks different. They're not relying on making that adaptation at the very end of the game and making that crazy call to try and make a comeback happen. They were so prepared for this one. They changed their setup, and TL really struggled to adapt.
Yeah, I feel like both teams have made some serious changes from that previous matchup. Sonder was shut down early on this time, but when it mattered, she heated up. And Team Liquid, they're saving grace. They're heading over to Icebox as their second map, where Bastarda absolutely took over. She'll have to do it again to get them the win.
She absolutely will. You can see the energy there. Kept up for Shopify. What a day it has been for them thus far. Beating their demons, taking down Cloud9, now winning map number 1 in this series. They are so close to the grand finals. They've escaped Cloud9 shadows. It feels like anything is next, but for Team Liquid, like you said, Icebox up next. That could be their saving grace.
It absolutely could be. Bastarda, again, a map 1, very cool for her. She likes to play the KO over on that map. Eyes on her for Team Liquid to force us to a third.
We'll have to see if TL is able to do so, but first, a quick break. Our desk to break things down after.
Welcome back, everyone, where Shopify Rebellion just sondered all over Team Liquid. I'm your host, Yingsu, and I'm joined once again by Sapphire and Athena. Athena, do you know the time? What time is it?
I think, yeah, it's Sonder time. I don't know if you knew that, but
That's my favorite time of the day. That is my favorite time.
Tip my hat to you.
the KP tip.
Yeah, the KP tip.
I mean, what a way to finish that map as well. I think it kind of summed up the Shopify Rebellion that we've been getting all day today.
Yeah, again, there's a few little concerns there, but at the end of the day, they've got the momentum, they've got the fire. All cylinders are firing for every player on the team.
Yeah, I mean, we saw insane rounds coming out from multiple players on Shopify. I mean, that last round by Sonder, like, that was just kind of disgusting. Like, oh my God, she really just showed up at that last moment. And yeah, I think Shopify just playing really, really well. And I know this is a round that both these teams like had loads of util and dumping everything that they could. This was actually a 2v4, and Benita came in with the flank and used her ult to push out the players on site. Lori following up almost instantly with the 2K just shows how far their util is getting them, and all these ultis are just converting so well for Shopify.
I think one of our favorite parts about that too was for Benny to get her ult there. They didn't win the Thrifty in the prior round, but she farmed up 3 ult points that got her there, and it won them that round.
Yeah, and also Laurie being able to catch those kills too, when the synergy was just perfect in that moment, which I feel like is the Shopify Rebellion we've been seeing all day. I'm just gonna get straight to the Sonder round because I want to see this Verizon high-speed moment. Of course, this is the round to close it all out, Heather. This is how they won the map, which I think is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, it was so exciting. Sonder time right here. She flies into this site and then just baits him out, getting really aggressive with that click on the spike, getting these 2 frags, and then slows it down after this. Slows it down, plays it cool, plays the time, and then gets that final ace. It was such a moment. And the best part is, like, she got up, and she's like, yeah, I've been doing this before, Like, usually before the rest of the tournament, she's been really, like, high energy. She's like, I'm kind of used to this now, getting these aces.
Yeah, I mean, that was just straight up ridiculous. Like, every single util was thrown at her, and she literally avoided it with her race satchels, turning from the flash, spamming through the smoke, and then obviously just winning this 1v1 here. Like, it was almost like a picture-perfect textbook round for her.
Honestly, after she got the first 3, in my head I was like, she's gonna get the ace.
Yeah.
She's gonna ace it.
Literally.
Yeah, a different agent as well. I remember that ace from Neon. Like the ace, the amount of kills that Sonder is picking up is, I feel like we never expected a player like her to come in and do this. I think people were talking about every other player in the tournament, and she was horrendously underrated.
Yeah, having watched all the Game Changer series in NA, she's just never part of the discussion, unfortunately. And that's just proving everyone wrong. Like, she needs to. Like, she could be an MVP of this tournament.
Oh, okay. I'm actually with you for that one. I'm with you. But Team Liquid, they have a chance to get back into this, and this is Bastarda right now in the AIM Lab shoot-around. Of course, a player that pulled them out of sticky situations in the past, and Athena definitely is one of those players that Liquid are going to look to if they want to turn things around.
Yeah, I mean, Liquid definitely, I mentioned in the halftime that they needed that patience. They just needed to wait a couple seconds before making those decisions, because it was seemingly like, Shopify was just so ready. They had the momentum. They were playing together. Like, even if they weren't playing together, we had a player just pop off and get the multi-kills. And so with Team Liquid, they really just had to slow it down and kind of force them to play at their pace. But coming into Icebox, like, I think this is a map that Team Liquid really, really thrives on when they do that. When we have Bastarda on the KO, just flashing, peeking left and right, she can fully support herself on that KO. She doesn't need her teammates' support to help her out with that. And I think that's a really, really big, like, solid step for this team coming into it, because it's not all just hard-hitting, go, counter the breach util kind of, like, actions. It's literally just, like, can everyone support themselves and get the multi-frags that they normally do?
The last time these two teams faced on Icebox and Team Liquid came out ahead, it was Bastarda, and she nearly doubled almost every player's kills on Shopify. So this is a good map for her.
And also, I feel like we haven't really seen them properly warm up a little bit. Obviously, Shopify, they played already. They had that chance to warm up. And Liquid may be starting off a little bit slow, but as you guys know, they like going to third maps, I feel like. They're fine with that.
Yeah.
They don't care about losing the first one. They can grind their way back in. Of course, they have to win Icebox if we are even going to talk about Breeze. And Heather, yeah, what would you like to see differently here? Or just maybe some of what they were doing already last time?
At least when Shopify lost this map last time against Team Liquid, their attack side was very uninspiring, to say the least. However, when we just watched them play the same map up against Cloud9, like, the amount of aggression, utilizing those Sage Walls to get the plant down really, really quickly, and had some creativity where they're punishing all those mid pushes. So they just need to improve that attack side.
Yeah, I think like especially for Team Liquid when they're on that defense side, they had like Nachi1 really shines on this map. I know we're talking about Bastarda a lot, but Nachi1 with her op really shines, and I think that that's something that we didn't get to see as much on Fracture, and I'm hoping that coming into this, like we'll just see her start to feel a lot more comfortable, especially with her positioning and her timing. I think Icebox is a pretty standard map. Everyone understands the meta, everyone understands the timings of things. You know, you can tell when a team is about to 5-man hit your site, but I think that that's just going to help Nachi1 feel a lot more comfortable with this kind of like map selection.
Yeah, and then Daiki too. We saw a lot of good use from her Sova darts as well, so we're going to expect that from her this game.
Yeah, and similarly for Shopify, it didn't look good. You know, 13-7 last time they played it. I know against Cloud9 White we saw something a little bit more, but do you feel like that's a good way of judging how things are going to go? Will Shopify really be able to redeem themselves here?
I mean, I think that is one way to look at it. Like, yes, they fixed a lot of their mistakes, but Liquid was also sitting there watching them and seeing the things that they fixed. They've also seen the tendencies that they may or may not have changed. So I think that for both teams, it's a very even ground right now. Like, everyone has kind of like the ups and downs on each other, so I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah, Shopify needed to pull out the entire strat book, and they knew to beat Cloud9. That was the map. So coming up with the new strats in the couple minutes they had between, that's going to be difficult to do.
Again, I feel like what I'm hearing from you guys is that we're maybe going to go to a map 3 here?
I hope so.
I want to see it, yeah.
I
think it's going to be closer than last time, though.
I mean, no better place, right, to pull out something new than it is right here. They have a 1-map up advantage, but Team Liquid, we've spoken about their resilience. Even though they got 2-0 yesterday and knocked down in the lower bracket, they still showed something on that Fracture. It wasn't, you know, a complete domination on the side of Shopify.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of mentioned it already, like, they're warmed up now. Like, I think they're ready to go, and I think they're going to be like really looking forward to playing this Icebox and again redeeming. It just lights a fire under them every single time.
Yeah, I think that it's just going to be the momentum, the warming up is like a really big component of this. We saw really good moments from the TL players, and there should be looking even better as we go to the second map.
Well, you guys at home are seeing the Prime Gaming agent select here. Icebox, not somewhere we usually see anything too different to the norm. Both teams are going to stick to the comps they played already.
Yeah, this copycat comp is, again, pretty standard. We've seen both teams play it. I guess it's really up to how each team decides to like push forward and kind of counter the other team and see what mistakes they can grab hold onto.
Well, we speak about Team Liquid's resilience. We need to see some of that here if they want to stay in this tournament. Mimi and Ender, take it away.
Yes, thanks very much, Sue. This is Team Liquid's map to win. They were dominant against Shopify last time. It is a map that plays to their strengths. If there was a chance for them to get back into the BO3, it would be here on Icebox.
It's going to be here with Bastarda tearing things up all the way from the pistol round. Remember that 4K? She had to get things going. But yeah, I think counter to Fracture as a map, I do think TL feel a lot more at home, much more about the trading and how you get into a site as opposed to the utility coordination Fracture does require, and so much more room for Bastarda to just take over the map on her own.
Shopify Rebellion are 1 map away from the grand finals, and Team Liquid are fighting for survival. Map number 2 starts here, and for Team Liquid, it's going to start with one of these slower rounds.
Toxin screen down.
The TL fans out in force in the audience today. I took a look around and it's just TL signs all over the place, trying to reach the ears of their players. Team Liquid not locked in, committing towards this A site whatsoever. They do use the drone, which doesn't spot any players. They know there's a Sage here off the utility, very likely a Viper as well, and nothing more. Shopify have not gone for any sort of early push or anything like this. Yeah, TL have been able to make it all the way up right on the opposite side of this Viper wall.
Like, he has another cycle on this start, so can use that if they do want to commit the execute onto A. KP is hunting for information. She's found it now. And they might just be forced to fall away. I'm not sure if Shopify will have a chance to contest. TL planting front sight.
Suppressed there means they can't try to combine their utility, but they're just going to fight their way through regardless. Daiki finds one and looks for a little bit more. Benita able to get behind the corner, down to 16 HP.
3 for Team Liquid, and DRN on top of the wall. Chris, bright click! A second for the Sage. Can she grab more? Close. No cigar. Flowerful alive in the 2 versus 2, and Lori hitting shots. Naxi's trying to stick this one in. She's trying to swing her way around, but Lori is holding! And Lori, wait! No,
She got it, she got it.
She did, so damn close.
Lori commits to the full stick. Noxie had to run all the way around 410 because of that Sage wall. And it does not matter. Shopify Rebellion will secure the pistol. And a heartbreaker for Team Liquid as they're able to fight their way through it. It started off looking so poor with Benita and KP getting a lot done on backside, but DRN playing on top of her wall there really gave her team a shot to win it.
Yeah, but she swung for one more there. In a position she couldn't be traded. Shopify found their way back in, and when Naxi so far away and unable to leverage those mollies, they didn't have that path. There will be some investment here. A couple pistols for TL off that spike plant, but nothing more.
Does look like Shopify playing a little bit more on top of this wall. Sandra's able to flash through it if she wants, and Bastarda able to trade out her teammate. That's a big kill to be able to find.
Naxi will be spotted by that drone, so falls off top 410, and TL reset this round.
Now it does look like Benita, who was holding under tube, has given up that angle, so now there is a chance for Team Liquid to rotate out of this. Not looking to go through B main.
There's no trip in mid this round. Holding this space is totally up to KP. Has that float player, and she knows their presence in mid. There should be awareness that this kitchen push is a possibility.
TL really need to pull some rotations here. If they can find that, that would allow Naxi to walk up into A. I do think she was able to dodge away from the KO knife that was sent there. That's what's enabling her to step on forward. But again, she needs her teammates, I think, to be able to set up and make this work. There's 2 players back site that she would be running into.
Does she think she has more space than she does? Has not cleared the backside. And both Shopify players are there. On the other side, things are going astray, but they're pulling away. Does Naxi swing at the right time? Does she take the opportunity? No. Shopify stuck behind this wall. Sonder will make presence known, but Spike at very least will be planted.
10 seconds left.
That'll be success. Sonder just sprinting on forward, doesn't have a care in the world. Teammates are on the way, but she and Lori will find 2 there on the site. Committing to the full stick, and Lori finds a third. A clean round for Shopify.
Good idea, though, from Team Liquid. They realize the opportunity to get something going in mid off of finding that chamber player early. They try and pull those rotations. If the timing had been slightly better for Naxi, maybe something, but still, spike plant down there. It's a solid round to TL.
2 seconds, and Naxi getting for sure 1 kill. Well, very likely a second. Had a chance for sure. Yeah, we talked a little bit about Bastarda earlier. 4.6 KD. I believe she was like plus 18 or something absolutely ridiculous. Was on top of the world. And now heading into a rifle round, she's going to have to tap into that.
And she just needs that 1 round to get going. That ignition source, that catalyst. If she finds that multi-kill, she will keep it rolling.
She is the snowball player of this team. Early drone sent down underneath mid. Does spot out Bastarda, and they know she's leaning over towards that A site of the map. It does actually convince Sonder to go over to that site herself. And it's a fairly passive hold in B main. I kind of like this from Shopify Rebellion. Playing a little bit more retake, not wanting to take those open fights, but as soon as this tripwire is broken, there's going to be no real fight left from Shopify here.
Actually still on this lurk, trying to hold for aggression out main, but with the Viper cycle back up, Benita actually commits to swing through that one, Molly in. No damage really exchanged for either side, but that does show some commitment and will pull the rotations over from Shopify.
TL are conditioning very early on that they will not lock into a site. They will take some space early. Last round, they went up A, left a solo player. This time they go B, and it's just Nachi1 over by yellow, waiting for someone to try and move back in forward. That KO knife was able to spot out 2 players, I do believe. I think it was broken because the drone is still online. And now everyone rotates over. Benita, the sole player, back here on B.
I don't know if she'll be able to contest this one. Molly in. How long is left on that Viper cycle? It shouldn't matter. TL will push deep instead. Put that Viper wall down. KP up top has a dart to try and swing off of Spectre here.
Good
Could
kill.
be nasty. And yeah, Flowerful takes down that lurk of Naxi. Now it's Nachi who needs to step up. She'll find her one and get out. But look at Daiki. Reflanking in mid will apply the pressure and join her teammates.
Yeah, that reflank threat is pulling 2 players of Shopify over. They've already spent a lot of time dealing with the lurk. They have to get back on the site fast with the wall.
With this one way up, they have to fight back. Yellow, the wall is there, already broken down, so Shopify can't just stick this one through. TRN for hers, a second from Nachi one. They're still holding onto the space back.
Oh,
Yellow, no more ammo, and Nachi. DRN holding things down. It's a 2 versus 1. Sonder trying to get an early fight, and she'll find it. Daiki's down, but there's just no time.
Sonder will fall. In the end, Team Liquid secure the round. And I mean, what was just pure chaos from TL. I really like what we're sort of seeing from them with these late lurks, getting players up to very forward positions. This time, it almost cost them as Flowerful was able to shut down that late Viper lurk over towards A, but Nachi1's position over there by Yellow. Really important to be able to swing past as your players in main are taking the fight. In typical TL fashion, the trading is there, albeit close, but they win the round.
They do. I love, particularly early in that round, with Daiki showing the pressure on the flank, not fully committing to it though. Those reflanks can be kind of dangerous if your teammates are getting pressured back Yellow. So good discipline being shown out of TL, but in this round, it's actually Daiki to full first, aggression out of A main.
Yeah, it's a very different setup from just the tripwire, no presence there, to all of a sudden finding that angle, and now 2 players walking up A. They're going to run straight into Naxi here. This is a really nasty angle to be holding. The Bulldog, though, for the repake on Naxi. Lori over by B finds 3 kills. What is going on?
Chaos. Fights on both sides, 2 fronts to battle for TL. A resurrection coming through that can't really be contested from Daiki. Has to concede this space, but wants desperately to claim that spike. Her teammate's still so far away. Naxi unable to really help. This is a solo mission for the IGL.
That is 3 bullets in a Bulldog there. I don't know what you're going to do with that.
Get the spike, get out. That's
grab
a start.
the spike, trade on over to a Bulldog with full bullets in that one. Positioning from Shopify has left A site completely open, but with Sonder here, she's going to hear everyone sprinting through A main.
2 mollies, 2 shocks. A post plant would be potent, but there's only 1 player healthy. They need Daiki to do something early. They need her to get an advantage. So stick that spike plant initially. Naxi, the one to swing, finds hers. HP doesn't seem to be an issue, but now Sonder will just run and gun and take the round.
The full sprint with the Spectre there, able to mow down the 2 final players on the team, but credit to Lori, we didn't see it. There was this double flank being set up, a battle 1 versus 2, but Lori finds 3 kills in B main. How does it even happen? She already got the 1, and oh my god, they just lined straight up with one another. Well played.
Yeah, last time these 2 teams played on Icebox, it was a very, very slow game for Lori and for Flowerful. And those are the 2 players that have been starting hot here for Shopify Rebellion.
Yeah, already out to 8 kills there for Lori. Great position for her, and I like what we've seen from Shopify in terms of the mix-up. Again, previously, B main had not been fought very aggressively. It was just a chamber tripwire. And that time around, Flowerful and Lori, the players we're looking at, taking the early fights and just absolutely catching TL off guard.
Tactical timeout here, coming to a close for Team Liquid, trying to find a new idea for this attacking side. Thus far, it's been a lot of these slower default rounds, trying to pick and prod, wait for that Shopify aggression. But the thing is, Shopify have been so effective at when they're going for those early fights, swinging by 2, not really giving away any easy advantages to TL. So again, it feels like, similar to Fracture, that you need players like Nachi1 and Vistarta stepping up to get those openers, to find those gaps for Team Liquid.
Yeah, that's where all the fights are going to come from. I think too, like, the way they have been setting up these lurks is these lurks aren't even necessarily to find kills. I think they're also mainly about getting information. Like, I think about how far forward onto the A site Naxi has gotten. Like, if she was actually to get a flank off, it would take her a long time to actually find a kill. So if she can hear 1-2 players rotating off of A, that can give TL all the information they need, whether to full commit onto the opposite side of the map or rotate back into the forward position she has. I like this, though, on the eco, sprinting up into tube, although Bastarda not able to find the tripwire. That is unideal, and Daiki taken down to absolutely nothing.
And Flowerful wants this fight too. Knows that holding the space in main is pivotal, and they've found that success. Down goes Daiki, but here comes this pit. This is one of the cheekier ones in the game. It'll extend all the way through halls, all the way down below, but the shot dart's actually dealing damage. Spike yet to be planted. Nachi1 has to drop down. Finds her kill, but Bonita was behind that whole time. Sonder in the mix too, but Bastarda on the trade. This round stays scrappy, but Shopify keep the advantage for now.
It's all going to come down to Lori swinging back yellow. Oh, it's a bit of a one-way there. That's why you don't drop down into it. Lori is able to find shots, and Naxi goes for the push, but it's a pincer in from Bonita on the opposite end for the round.
I'm wondering if that exact pit was intentional. There's another one you can throw there that extends all the way to top B as well and gives you a little bit more space to play with. But either way, don't think it would have changed the outcome of that round. Shopify, their big win condition was getting the kill main on Daiki so they can pinch back in from mid and from B main to win that retake.
100%. You know, I think we got Boaster in the studio, so maybe we can ask him. Okay, he's a bit of a connoisseur around that Viper pit up in kitchen right there. But regardless, I think Team Liquid going to come back in here. Bastarda has ultimate online, so usually what this can mean, especially for site hit over towards that A side, don't have to worry about the Viper wall, and especially with Viper playing on her own wall, that's something you need to keep in mind. But with the ultimate wall, not even the main concern. Going to be able to drop that one down and ignore anything from Bastarda.
Yeah, every round that Shopify has won thus far has been in these retakes, but this time, they want to get things going early. A triple push through mid. Bastarda receiving, but Daiki able to get her opener on the other side, and still they're fighting off this push, but Shopify keeps committing to it.
The thing is so hard to continue on forward. Lori, what was that?
A lineup from TL, and Shopify fighting back for two. Now this can be turned into a flank or a split under the tube. Nachi in trouble. Suppress, she's stuck on this angle. If Shopify commits quickly, it'll have to be DRN swinging for that trade. Ult committed. Nachi in the corner to Sonder. Clear it. No, not ready in the discipline.
Oh, no.
Nachi patient, waiting for her opportunity and striking for one. DRN on the other side, but it's discipline on all corners. KP from above. Bonita on the flank. She's alone. A 1 versus 2. With her teammate bleeding out on the floor. She does have this orb and wants to try and hold things. Attempting to go half on this one. Sonder will finally fall. Bonita just wants to stick in the smoke. Closes DRN. She's gonna hold it, but Nachi's there in time.
Nachi, the dagger in the back to secure the round. Team Liquid take their second and recover after Lori finds that 2K, fighting forward onto the site. The positioning Nachi1 was able to take absolutely fantastic there, and the trigger discipline as well. Chef's kiss.
And she was just hit by the edge of that knife. Shopify not quite aware of the possibility, don't expect her to be there. Huge play from Nachi, a player who was really struggling on map number 1. These are the step-ups we need for TL Brazil.
Again, very split on this attack, looking at every single area of the map. But this is back to Shopify Rebellion being ready to fight their way into B main. I think actually the info TL have gotten is with these utility pieces being broken, you gotta know there's going to be a fight here. Flowerful is able to open it up with the first.
Great bait setup out of Shopify Rebellion. And now TL don't really have a route back in. Don't have space in B main, haven't found much in mid. You see KP already re-droning.
So much will come down to what Naxi can do. Unfortunately for her, because she's playing up in belt, she can't keep moving on forward. That might be ideal, though, because the whole team is rotating over here. It's not actually the walk-up late on the lurk. They are zooming on forward, and Bonita takes the fight straight on in.
But that's the worst player for her to kill. Bastarda can instantly get rezzed by her teammate. Back online is the KO. That ult. At least one more tick in. Naxi on the entry finds one. KP around the corner. Flowerful will have the high-low to support her. That wall not to be committed. It's a 1-for-1 trade with Spike still just being tapped. TL want this fight early, and they'll get it. Flash around the corner for KP. A second for Sonder. 1 versus 1. Bastarda has been slow to start, but this is her opportunity to shut down. Sonder swinging wide. The spike is tapped. And that is two. Sonder wins it against Bastarda.
Sonder has been so clutch today for Shopify Rebellion again. The Sonder-Bastarda matchup in the late round moments. Sonder again out on top. And it comes after a solid looking attack, but no, it just will not be allowed. Shopify Rebellion able to turn it around with Sonder to close.
Bastarda 4 kills thus far in this game. Yesterday, she had 4 kills in the first round of Icebox. TL is not getting the same openings. Shopify is not allowed that star power to come online.
And the thing is, like TL, you don't get extra time to warm up here. Shopify had to play 3 games before this. You got to learn as much as you could. But Shopify got that wave of confidence after taking down their longtime rivals in Cloud9 White.
And some eco frags in this round here. TL want to get that spike plant in at very least for this round. Naxi above, great angle there. To find Lori and Sonder actually very committed, but there goes the spike. It's top 410. Such a tough position to be able to recover from.
There's this slow flank coming in from Benita as well. Without the chamber tripwire in play, she is going to come straight in from behind, take down Naxi. Daiki, absolutely nothing you can do in a situation like that either. Shopify Rebellion are unrelenting.
Surely there's got to be a timeout here for TL. Shopify have not given them any air to breathe thus far. And this has been so difficult to get anything going on this attacking side. Another one of these rounds where Shopify willing to give you a little bit of space into the site, wait for you to find that bit of a foothold, and instantly the entire team pushes back in together. They're so good at these kind of fast pre-takes.
Just sort of battling you right as they hear the spike being planted sound, or even a little bit before Team Liquid have been able to get into strong positions on site. It has been a very big problem for them. Daiki going to be sending this drone over towards B, potentially selling the idea of a fake, but that would only work, I think, if no one was here, because Lori realizes, wait a second, there's no one actually following. It's the oldest trick in the book, and TL are leaning much more heavily over towards A.
That shock dart did break the tripwire in Kitchen off the bat, so keep your eyes on Naxi into this late round. There's a chance for her to get a late lurk, something that TL hasn't really been able to activate yet.
The thing is, Sova players are not the players to take the opening fight, so I think Shopify is still very much aware that this is not a full B hit, at least yet. But with their setup with 3 players over towards B, they almost have to play full-on retake. KP has ultimate, so that can be a big stalling tool as TL try to plant the spike.
And Shopify can commit to a double flank here with their 2 players forward in B main. It would be fantastic to fight this retake. Everyone from TL on the site, and Darren already down. There's a drone for KP. If she can connect to tag, could make this ult big, but a great
Huge
suppress
knife
out of the KO.
Yes, Bastarda is able to find the Sova, and that allows them to plant the spike. It allows them to get a
And
very
to get a Viper's
further
Pit.
forward Viper Pit. Flank not going to be the call as KP scouts out into the ultimate. Doesn't manage to find anything. The trade is there off of Natu1 finding the kill. Bastarda from underneath gets 2. All of a sudden, all in favor of Team Liquid. The Hunter's Fury fired back at KP, who jumps down into the pit. Bastarda is there. She is alive in the server.
She needed her round. She needed the ignition. And maybe she's found it now. TL, a big one to pick up. Finally able to succeed with these slower scales onto the A site.
And it was everything there from Bastarda. Not just all of those kills, but that night, the suppress that stopped KP.
It's the only reason they even got this pit down in the first place.
Exactly, because that ult comes in. That's another, what, 5, maybe even 10 seconds before the spike can manage to be planted. Shopify Rebellion would have all their players there for the pre-take to fight TL before the spike ends up being planted.
Still, Shopify have a big bankroll behind them. We'll have a reinvestment into this round and a Viper's Pit to deny something towards A. Something we haven't seen in quite a while from TL, though, is just these more committed B hits. It's something they were really good at in this last series. And that is the decision here. Flowerful, she's been in this corner before. Surely she gets raided. Surely she gets checked. No, absolutely not. Flowerful finds 2. Lori here as well. A double of her own. Naxi is alone in a 1 versus 4. Bastarda bleeding out on the ground. And a drone to clear her. So many angles to contend with. And she just has to back away.
Team Liquid just have not figured out how to get into B main, but Naxi will end up falling. Lori with the 3K. That duo of Lori and Flowerful has really stepped up today. 16-6 is Lori on this Sage, putting herself in positions to take these early fights. The full house between Flowerful and Lori at the end of it all.
Lori is snappy today. Not letting anyone through. That is 7-3 now in the favor of Shopify. And remember, just earlier today, their attacking side is where they made waves against Cloud9.
You want to play? Let's play.
A frightful thought for Team Liquid. Flowerful wins the duel again. Nachi1 unable to find that opening pick. And they've only got one more round left after this. Their A hits have looked successful in terms of getting towards the site. B main, absolute problem for Team Liquid.
How many rounds have we seen TL just caged off for a minute of the round? Shopify is giving nothing away.
The thing is too, TL usually play very spread early on, and their sort of entry points have not found the success that they so desperately need. 3 players already ready on site from Shopify Rebellion. Very late wall as well. Bastarda gets that kill. All of a sudden, the Sheriff's coming alive.
But Lori still alive on the site. 2 players in her line of sight. Can she find the shot? Not yet, but KP is there on the high-low. So player advantage regained. Count that up another as Saunders back online. And TL again stuck towards main, trying to play in this post fight, trying to drain that clock. Like he might have done it. 1 kill, shock darts in. Where is the trade? Can the dart do it? Somehow Daiki has it. She lives too. Healthy in that regard, it's only Flowerful. Great in the previous rounds. Tap on the spike, 1 kill. Is there Daiki around the corner? Flowerful has to do this one quickly. Daiki spotted. 1 HP. When will she swing? When will she test this cautious? It's just a jump peek and Flowerful needs to go half. Does she have the time? Does she have the chance? Absolutely. Holding on the spike. Does she have it though? Just a millimeter away. But Flowerful makes it work. 0.15 seconds.
Flowerful finds the clutch, the Red Bull clutch up against TL. All is righted after TL very nearly win this thrifty round. Daiki with those double shock darts, just obscene to take down KP. And then with the sort of ring around the rosy, the dance they played, I thought Daiki's timings on the swing, like right before the full stick could end up happening, were perfect. Just didn't find the shot when she needed it most.
Shopify are crushing Team Liquid. 8-3. And for the final round of the half, TL, only 1 big ult to speak of. Maybe Naxi can get that Viper's Pit online.
No, not again!
They're not even clearing their corners. Shopify is always there. Flowerful is ever present. Omniscient is this team. As TL is already down to 2.
Team Liquid are just falling apart. Where was the team with the entry fundamentals, the trades, the clears, everything?
They've just disappeared. And KP on top of it all, flanking around 2 players to boot. There should be no way TL win this round. That's unless Naxi keeps this going. 1 flanker denied. You expect the second Benita around the corner. First kill. She get more patient in her approach and holding down on the line. TL is crushed in main. They are trapped. There is absolutely no escape from Shopify.
Shopify Rebellion taking down 2 #1 seeds potentially in the same day to then face a 3rd in G2. They're just a machine that cannot be stopped. And no one's even seen Flowerful from Team Liquid, it seems. She's always in these tight little corners. Able to find the kills, never just one, always the second. Making it look too easy.
A massive recovery needed here for TL, but a short break for them as we hear from our desk.
Thank Thank you very much. Guys, now, there's nothing that could go wrong for Shopify right now, Athena, but it wasn't always like that in the beginning of this map.
No, it was really, really close. It was, I swear. So at the beginning of this game, I'm actually going to go back to round 6 and talk about that round real quick, just to see how close these teams are. So we actually had a round where both these teams were getting control of space. We actually see that Shopify pushed mid at the beginning of this round and got the 2 kills. And so to react, Team Liquid actually ended up pushing back into the site. And we have Nachi1 just absolutely being in her element here, sitting here, the trigger discipline, getting those 2 kills. Benita almost defusing. It was such a weird shooting fest going on. The Viper ult, the Viper, you know, like everything that was happening was just so chaotic. And I think with both of these teams, that's something that I've noticed, is that everything was just so chaotic, so close. And towards the end, Liquid just started losing their momentum. They started not clearing corners, just running in dry, not really using their util to the best of their abilities. So it's hard.
The ideas were there for Team Liquid, but there were just so many unnecessary early deaths, and that's what we need them to turn around for the second half. The last time Bastarda was on Icebox, she dominated them, absolutely stomped them. Like, this is like one of the best stat sheets this individual will have in the tournament. So we need to see this Bastarda. We need to reduce those early frags. She needs to stay back, utilize her utility so they can retake those sites, and then stop the plans like they did last time.
Yeah, I mean, with Shopify, it's so obvious that even if one player isn't performing to their best of abilities, everyone else will. I think as a team, they have that unified momentum. But with Team Liquid, it seems once Bastarda is not really performing, everyone else is just kind of vibing, not really doing the best that they can, or not really sure of what to do next.
Well, Team Liquid, they're staring down the barrel of defeat and elimination. They have to bring it back here, Mimi and Ender. Let's see if they can.
Brazil's #1 seed, Team Liquid. An entire year of dominance, all the way back to when they were Game Landers Purple, has all led up to this. And now, on the verge of elimination from a Shopify that is looking unstoppable.
A day after they lost their first LAN matchup. History looking to repeat itself. Team Liquid, they were stronger on defense. This is where Bastarda was able to start off the map and get things going. Nachi1 gets the opening pick. We've been waiting and waiting, and it has to continue here. Naxi has been good, but down to 22 HP. The wall will go down, and so will the plant.
Shopify in this post, but TL have the player advantage, and they have utility abound. A wall for DRN, and 2 darts available for the retake.
What's it gonna be? Wall already broken. And potential swing here from topside and underneath. KP's in a pretty close corner. They're going to have to be able to clear, but if they spot her, the utility is there to flush her out.
Molly down. Shopify begin with the delay, but that wall is invested. But
that's
the
early.
In time, the Molly is there, so the wall finds practically no use, and now instead it's just a barrier for Shopify to swing
back
through.
yellow.
Lori there, but Bastarda's so fast, she needs 4. Only 1, Lori with 3. It's Naxi alone. 1 versus 2 revealed by the dart. Swinging in ping pong is Shopify!
Oh!
But it's a shot through Naxi. No time though, no chance. Shopify take 10.
Shopify into double digits, and it looked like for a second the retake was there. Bastarda was swinging back yellow, but once again, it slips away from Team Liquid. Their tournament life on the line. They needed that pistol round, and it does not come to fruition in the end.
1 enemy remaining.
They've been in these positions before. At home regionally, they played some very close games. They were down ahead of qualifying for this one. And there was a speech from their IGL, from Daiki. She got them back in it. She kept the vibes up. Only 18, but such a strong emotional leader for this team. And they need her now.
They absolutely do. Halftime, a chance for them to right the course, but not the start they were looking for. Here the swarm comes in, hunting down onto DRN. She's able to escape, and it was a full save, so Shopify Rebellion sure to cruise on through here. Some damage has been traded back, very narrowly missing on that shot. Actually, Shopify trying to turn this one around. They knew that the tripwire was broken.
Nachi1 on the angle, a shot on to Benita. That's a start, that's something.
Shopify Rebellion just waiting to see if the push will eventually come on in. And interestingly enough, Team Liquid going full spread out here, just 2 players on the A site.
With that trip now gone, the chance for Naxi to fast flank. Once this actually comes through, that is reliant though on some stall. Dikey only has a classic.
Yeah, cool.
Shopify should surely clear her out in this corner, but utility in hand. Sunder is down. Is there a trade? Absolutely. Lori for 3 on the round and a resurrection too. That's heartbreaking for TL.
I'm sorry, a round 2 res?
You don't see that one.
Back-to-back 3Ks? Lori just doing everything for her team. The consistent force for Shopify throughout Game Changers 3, constantly top fragging, not even in those entry roles, and again today, putting a number on your screen that is frankly hard to believe, 25 kills in 14 rounds.
And back in NA, in that lower final, they nearly lost to Misfits. Lori kept them in that game, she kept them going. They went off to face C9, they qualified for this tournament, but no one expected them to make it this far.
No.
It was always Cloud9 and Shopify 2. It was never their own story, but they're making it now.
That's the thing, you know, it was always them number 2. We weren't even sure they were going to be the number 2 heading into this event, right? With how strong some of the other teams in NA were able to step up. But now the best team in NA, and maybe the best team in all of the Americas, the chance to take down TL here. TL have the rifles though. They are ready to fight back. And with Shopify Rebellion not overcommitting into the site, Nachi1 again in a position in mid.
She got this kill last time. They're ready for her this time. Swings through.
She wants
Shopify
more.
toying with her. She wants this fight, but eventually has to concede the angle.
The awareness sets in. Team Liquid have called Naxi
She's not
over.
ready
No!
for Benita.
Benita was able to find that walk up. She was way in front of the rest of her team, playing outside of B main. A double flank on the way for Team Liquid. That's how they're going to win this round.
But look at the position.
Flowerful is holding the angle. Flowerful finds both kills. Shopify Rebellion. A chance to go up to match and series point, and Lori on the swing once more.
TL's in shambles. Only 2 left alive, trying to work back into this site. And that timer's already gone so far. Can they even commit to this one? Is it even winnable? It doesn't seem
it's
so.
not.
They're conceding, they're saving. Match and series point will be that of Shopify.
Shopify came today to
But
prove a
Flowerful,
point.
she could hunt, not quite.
Hunting down the rifles. Maybe not to happen. I mean, after the series, in their eyes, was effectively stolen away from them. The cabbages, and then Icebox. That is not today's story whatsoever. Shopify Rebellion, just one more round to be able to make it happen. Flowerful held the flanks, held it absolutely perfectly. You look across this team, Shopify Rebellion have ascended within this tournament. Proven everyone wrong, exceeded expectations by miles.
You look at today, Chrissy, and out of Team Liquid, Cloud9, and Shopify, who would think that Shopify would be the team on the precipice of the grand finals?
The underdogs in the eyes of many in both matches today. And here to prove a little bit of a point, number 1 seeds who? G2 and number 2 seed heading in the finals. Shopify, a chance to upset here and join them to go that final distance.
And an impossible task here for Team Liquid. 9 rounds in a row. We need to see something magical to even consider this comeback. They've made comebacks before, but nothing this absurd.
Definitely not. 3 Spectres in their hands. Nachi1, just 2,900 credits in the bank. No abilities, no tripwire, no armor, just a Vandal to get the job done. Team Liquid, it looks like they want to heavily lean over towards this A side. It might be the right read. That's what the spike from Shopify is currently.
Shock Molly slow combo,
Oh, I like
but
it.
no one going for that orb. And
Oh, the shock went a little bit wide there, you could say, from Shopify.
still, TL actually pulling off of this stack. Initially really suspecting A, but with this slower play from Shopify, they'll reset the round.
Yeah, deciding to rotate back over. Now the problem is mid control for Team Liquid. Because they don't have that chamber trip, you can see Daiki is playing inside kitchen, and a lot of times when you don't have that trip, you try to post a player at bottom tube and just sort of fight forward inside mid. That is not the idea from Team Liquid here, as they're actually pushing into B main. Naxi is able to take the first contact against Sonder. No kill just yet. Goes for another one, takes down Lori, and that will be the pit on top of the spike.
She needs to swing for more there. She needs to be ready on the fight. Naxi claims 3. And Shopify might just be out of that one, that is, unless Flowerful and KP can make some magic. 2 kills already. They'll wrap through mid, but it's a pit that they have to work through.
A flash for Bastarda. Daiki spots one, has some shock darts too, so the utility might be enough even before the guns get involved.
Scanning ahead.
KP a dart. Broken instantly. Shot through as well, but they're not going to get anything for free here. Eventually, they will have to permeate the pit and take this battle. 10 seconds left. It just has to be the kills if they want to make this happen. And it just should not be possible. Team Liquid, hold down, stay alive for another.
Naxi, the hero for Team Liquid, once again up to 20 kills after that, and it's just a insane push into B main.
But that's the plays you gotta make. Down 12-3, you can't see that scoreline. You just gotta see an opportunity, and Naxi took hers here.
Round by round, that's what it's got to be. Does feel like we've heard a turn in the crowd as well. So loud for TL early on, but those Shopify fans, they are stepping up. So we head into the 17th right here. Not a perfect purchase for Shopify, bit of a half.
Look at Benita. She's already out so far, but Bastarda very aware of that possibility.
Shopify actually dropped a very forward tripwire in A main, expecting there to be some early aggression as they show so much presence over towards B. One not getting over eager on the swing, just trying to play this small little off angle. But things could get problematic if Flowerful is able to find those opening picks. DRN does be able to trade it back.
Right here.
It's all down to Nachi1 here, back yellow.
When does she time this swing?
Off the dart.
And
oh.
Not actually able to find the conversion there, out of ammunition. Has a teammate to hold her cross, so not in huge danger yet.
But they should know someone's playing here on default with the break of the night. Nachi1 going for the swing one more time, looking for a little bit more. The first shots weren't there, but the next 3 were. A 3K to secure the round.
That's number 2. Keep them counting.
Here we go. The start of that snowball for TL. Nachi1 able to be the hero in this round. And you look, if Team Liquid require one player to find a 3K for the next 7 rounds, they've got the talent to do it. They need every single player on this team to wake up, to bounce back. Nachi1 has that chamber up, rearing and ready to go, but Shopify with a full buy.
Play.
Insanity on this push.
On the verge of losing this series, on the verge of getting eliminated, and you gamble on this push, but Shopify are shutting it all down. 3 kills already. Bastarda needs some magic. She'll find 2. How much more? Nothing yet. Flowerful takes her down. It's only Naxi. A 1 versus 4 and a world away.
Here comes Shopify. Naxi needs to find an early fight.
She's spotted. Swinging from high. It's one onto KP, but Sonder on the trade. Shopify defy expectation. They're into the grand finals. Second fiddle no more.
It is Shopify Rebellion's time. A long day, 5 matches, maybe 5 more tomorrow for Shopify Rebellion.
They've never won a Game Changers at home. They've never beaten Cloud9. But here at the International, at the event that really matters, they make it through their barrier.
A chance to become champions. That chance lost on Team Liquid. What a tournament for this team. But in the final hurdle, could not get the job done.
Such a rebound from the side of Shopify. Just the other day, Team Liquid stole a series away from them. They come back and look so much stronger. This was not close. Icebox was dominant. Shopify are looking absolutely incredible.
I mean, they looked angry, you know, after the win. Like, it just seemed like they were not going to give any opportunities over to Team Liquid. Lori just on a completely other level today. What a performance with the Sage on Icebox. Sunder as well.
Absolutely loving it. What an incredible moment for this team. So long in the making.
And Shopify Rebellion, take a bow. You are heading to the grand finals.
What a moment. You can see the happiness on each and every one of their players. Think all the way back. They were free agents, top 3 at the first Game Changers, a top 3 placement at every one after that, and with each change, each addition, they keep leveling up. Here they add Benita, bring the veteran to their first land, and make history.
An inspiring run for this team. Shopify Rebellion all the way through. And honestly, G2 on the opposite side, it's set up to just be a absolutely fantastic finals match. The way Shopify are playing, the lower bracket run, a distinct possibility here.
What a way it'll be to close out this tournament. For Team Liquid though, truly a heartbreaker. Constantly dominant at home. They get their opportunity, they show up to land, they look so good. They beat Shopify the first time, but unable to do so in the second. But, I mean, what a performance, and that makes this vote so difficult on the in-zone MVP.
Oh, yeah.
You got Sonder, Flower, Valori, all of these players had their moments, Christy.
I don't know. That's the thing. Look, Sonder, the ace to close out the first map, that was absolutely insane.
Powerful on Icebox, that final map, the amount of multi-kill rounds she found.
Oh yeah, and Lori, the Sage, absolutely almost 30 kills at the end of that game. Shopify Rebellion put on an absolute clinic here. Follow your hearts, vote for who you believe should get this MVP.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that does wrap things up. Our grand finalists have been determined, but still more action on today. Stick around for the desk and an interview right after this.